Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie Square and to episode 6 of our show and tell series where it's all about you. Okay, so before we get started at looking at this week's projects, and there are so many amazing projects, I'm always surprised at all the new things that people are doing and all the creative different things, and it really does inspire me. And I know you're even going to see today somebody was inspired by a previous show and tell to do a project, so it's helping everybody in the community, so keep sending those in. Okay, so I just wanted to go over a little bit of housekeeping first, let you know what's coming up. For those of you who are following the How to Read a Crochet Pattern / Cardigan Cowl, Part 3, the front flaps, should be up either already or going up today. Part 4, which will be the sleeves, will be coming up in the next week. If you haven't started doing this cowl with us, it's a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a really pretty sweater for the fall. So just start with video 1 and you can catch up to us or just follow along at your own pace. Also, coming up this week, I'm going to be doing episode 4 of the Make It Your Own Design series. And part 4 is all about writing your pattern after you've done the previous steps. In conjunction with that, the pattern for the placemat will go up on my website. Currently, I have a pattern and a chart for the mosaic fabric we made for the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend tote. So if you wanted to print those out, head over to my website, which is in the description below, and go to the pattern section and you can print those out for free. One note on the mosaic chart, I was not able to flip the chart on the paper. I did the chart in stitch fiddle and I've been looking to see if there's a way to flip that chart. If anybody knows how to do that, please let me know. So it may look a little bit small, but you can print it out as large as you like, even using more than one piece of paper, and tape it together. In general, I would make this center repeated section just one little section and have you repeat it over and over, but I plan on doing a tutorial teaching how to read the mosaic chart, and I felt it would be better to have it all written out. So that is also another tutorial that is up and coming, which is how to read a mosaic chart. Also, for this sweater, I've been using the Tulip Etimo crochet hook. So I will be having a flash review of that crochet hook coming up. Okay, so I think that's pretty much what's coming up this week. Things may pop up, some things may change, but that's the plan. So now let's get to our show and tell projects. Okay, so our first projects come from Leanna Brobst or Brobst. Again, a disclaimer, if I mispronounce anybody's name, I apologize. You may remember Leanna from previous show and tells. She made the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend tote in several iterations. Since doing those totes, she's taken on a lot of mosaic crochet projects and she's really becoming an expert. Take a look. She said, since making the diamond bag, I have dived into the mosaic side of crocheting. There is the zippered coin bag or makeup bag that starts at the zipper and works backwards. She said she actually sewed in the first round of stitches and then started crocheting the mosaic pattern from there. She said prior to making all these mosaic projects, she crocheted everything from Afghans to toys to coasters, and she has an Etsy shop where you can purchase her projects. And I will put a link to Leanna's Etsy shop in the description below so that you can check it out. She said she started her Etsy shop 2 months ago, and so she doesn't have much in there yet. But I'll tell you, at the pace that Leanna crochets, she's going to have a lot of stuff in there soon. She's also made this strapped water bottle holder, crocheted mesh, reusable grocery bag. She made this mosaic flag and coaster. Wow, Leanna, you are doing an amazing job. Thank you so much for sending all of this in. The next pictures come from Dawn Nutter, and she said, these are a few granny square projects I have been working on, all with cotton yarn. We all love daisies, so do I. Daisies are my favorite flower. I always think of them as such a happy looking flower. The last bag is made with the chameleon color changing yarn. So I hadn't heard of the chameleon color changing yarn, but I went and looked it up, and apparently it changes color when exposed to the sunlight. So that's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that yarn. These are great projects. I love the daisies. I love the colors chosen. Beautiful work. Thank you, Dawn, for sending those in. These next projects come from Simone Mafi. And if you remember, last week, she sent in all those cozy little booties. Well, this time, she sent in projects that she uses to use up her scrap yarn. Take a look at these. Simone says, these are so easy and quick to make using scraps of yarn. A nice long hanging cord gives the best twirl effect. And I like to pop a charm or beads or both at the bottom to weigh them. I used a YouTube tutorial called Spring or Christmas Chufflin. That's Chuflin. From a channel called Hablemos de Magia Crochet. And I do not speak Spanish, so I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And she said, thank you kindly for showing off our creations and inspiring us with each other's projects. My pleasure, Simone. I love seeing all the projects and getting inspired as well. Look how pretty these are. And so you could get an idea of what they look like in motion, Simone sent this video in. Very cool. Thank you so much for sending them in, Simone. The next projects come from Cheryl Wallbutton, and she's clearly an experienced knitter. You'll know what I mean when you see what she's done here. So she sent us in two projects. One's a knitted project and one's a crocheted project. Take a look at these. Cheryl said, I have a couple of projects that I'd like to submit for your show and tell segment. I hope it's okay that one of them is knitted. Of course, absolutely. She said, I designed the knitted Celtic blanket as a wedding present for my niece and her fiance. It's the first thing I have ever designed, and I was really pleased with the end result. It was time-consuming and quite a challenge to knit. Definitely a labor of love. My niece absolutely loves it and took these gorgeous pictures for me to use in case I ever decide to sell the pattern, LOL. I think you could sell this pattern, Cheryl. The daisy blanket is my first attempt at a crocheted crib blanket. I have made 98 whole hexagons plus 12 half hexagons. All that remains is to join them all together, then finish off with a border. I'm following the Doris Daisy blanket pattern by Carrie Jane Designs. It could take a while, but I will send another photo when the blanket is finished. Please do, and I know it takes a while to sew all of those together. And kudos to you for designing your own knitted blanket. I am not an experienced knitter, but that looks complicated to me. This next adorable project comes from Marie Hall. And what I love about this project is that she says she was inspired by show and tell projects to make this project. Take a look. She said, the show and tell you had a couple weeks ago showed a doggy that totally inspired me to try my hand at amigurumi. I don't read patterns. I did watch a video, but parts of it were hard to follow. My kitty cat looked nothing like the one in the video because I kind of just tried to flub it to get it finished. It's made with Ice Yarn's Dream Mohair that they no longer sell. My mistakes were near impossible to frog, which is why I fudged the different parts. As you know, this is a one-weight yarn, so this little critter is just under 4 inches tall. I've never made amigurumi, so I didn't have any safety eyes. I used little beads and sewed on the crooked eyes. Sewing thread whiskers. The collar is chain stitch silver cotton thread. This was gifted to an older lady in her 70s who lost her cat recently. That is so nice of you, Maria. This gift wouldn't have come into existence without first having seen your show and tell video. Thank you so much for the privilege of seeing others' projects, as well as the honor of having my makes grace your videos. Wow, well, the pleasure is all mine. I just love seeing all of the projects. And this little cat, how adorable and amazing is it? It doesn't look fudged to me at all. And I bet that woman really loved getting it. Thank you so much for sending that in, Maria. This next project comes from Debbie Doyle, who is expecting a grandson in September. Congratulations, Debbie. That is so exciting. Take a look at this. She said, "Hi all, I made this for my grandson due in September, and my son loves it." And look at that, it looks like filet crochet with all different dinosaurs in the blanket. How sweet is that? Thank you so much for sending that in, Debbie. These next pictures come from Pat Taylor. She made a sweater for her great-granddaughter, kind of. Take a look at this. So Pat said, "Hi Frannie, finished my great-granddaughter's sweater. She will be 3 the end of this month." How adorable is she? Pat says she used Bernat blanket colorway, Moon Dusk, and she started making a cardigan for herself, and her great-granddaughter wanted to know if it was for her. So Nana couldn't say no, and she made it her own, changed the pattern up, and made it for her great-granddaughter. How sweet is that? Great job, Pat. It is not easy to size something from an adult size down to a 3-year-old size, and that looks beautiful. Thank you so much for sending that in. Okay, so these next projects come from Misty Dawn, and you've seen her work before. She does awesome work. She made dresses for her granddaughter, bunnies with matching dresses to her granddaughter's dresses. She made the puppets, she made some bears, and in this submission, we'll see some more bears, an octopus, and we're gonna start with her fall pumpkins and gourds, which you know, I love fall. I am going to be making these. Take a look. So Misty says, "I have been trying to create gourds and I happened by Turtle Trunk's pumpkin pattern from last year. I think it's very gourd-like, so I used Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in glowing. I'll be making more in other gourd colors and elongating the pattern too to make different sizes." She uses the Picot single crochet to get these bumps. I did it a bit different, but she has a good tutorial on YouTube. And she actually gave me the link to the tutorial on YouTube, which I will include in the description below. The second one is from Scrap Yarn, Michael's Loops and Threads Charisma. This is free-handed. Amazing. Third is also Scrap Yarn from Loops and Threads Charisma. I decided to add a crochet top to this one, freehand. Misty is obviously an advanced crocheter. And the fourth one is one of my favorite yarns that Michael's brought back from their limited edition, Flex. This is a new color, tangerine. I thought the Flex would be different. Again, freehand. I will be making a few vines and pumpkin leaves to add here and there. I hope you'll send those in too as well, Misty. I can't wait to see the whole thing finished. And I love how you have the pine cones in the pictures also. I am so ready for fall when I look at these pictures. Okay, so here are some of the bears also that Misty has made. She said, "I wanted to show you all my new bear pattern. I've been making her in several sizes and designing clothes. The first is her prototype. She's made with 2 strands of fine bamboo. The dress is cotton number 3. The second is with a number 4 acrylic and dress is Ice Yarns Picasso. The third is again the pink Hobby Lobbies. I love this yarn, but I made these smaller. The dress is Yarn Arts Tropical Cotton number 2. The last one is of the family. They are all spoken for already, although I'm keeping the prototype. My granddaughters claimed hers." I've started one in hot pink using Ice Yarns Picasso for the ears, arms, and legs. It's tricky, but coming out wonderfully. I know how much everyone's into rainbows, so I need to find a number 4 cotton or acrylic rainbow that holds up. Wow, these are awesome. And now take a look at this octopus. She said, "Okay, this is the octopus I made. He's so cute, more real than some of the others I've seen." She said there's no written pattern, but she just followed a tutorial and gave me the link, which I will put in the description below so you can go over and take a look at that. It's in Spanish. It's pretty easy and fun. I've made 3 so far, 1 in cotton and 2 in acrylic. This one is of scraps. Great way to use the scraps again. I'm really enjoying seeing how people are using up their scraps. And what an adorable octopus. Oh my gosh, I love that. And there is her cute little granddaughter again. Thank you so much for sending those in, Misty. You have really inspired me to start my fall projects, and I definitely want to try those pumpkins and gourds. Okay, so our last project comes from Staci Horton, and if you remember Staci, she previously sent in some projects. She does some amazing fiber arts. She did the felted dog. She did the quilt with the bleached coral in a devastated ecosystem. Today she submitted her version of the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend tote. I love it. Take a look at it. So if you take a look at this, she did one side and then reversed the colors on the other side. What a great idea. She said, I finished my mosaic bag. It's a crossbody bag to carry small projects or a book. Her husband thinks she should line it and add a zipper for a purse. And then she said, nah. Although that is a good idea. I love the way you reverse the colors on each side. I just think that's so smart. Thank you so much for sending that in, Staci. Okay, so that's all the projects for this week's show and tell. And I think I got all the projects in this time that came in so far. So if you sent me something and you didn't see your projects up, let me know because maybe I didn't receive them. I am hearing over and over again how much people love the show and tell. So please send in your projects. Don't be shy. All you have to do is send pictures of your projects with little descriptions to my email address at franniessquare@gmail.com. If you do have children in your picture, please just send me a permission from the legal guardian to put their picture up in the video. I hope you found these projects as inspiring as I did. I look forward to seeing many more projects from all of you. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.